Welcome to That's Wild Podcast, the podcast that explores the amazing natural world that surrounds us and astounds us. I'm your MC, Dustin Bean, and our hosts, Susan Altrui and Joy Matlock, will share insights and mind-blowing facts that will leave you saying, "That's wild." It's all about inspiring you, the listener, to value and conserve our natural world. That's Wild is brought to you by the Arkansas Zoological Foundation and produced by the Little Rock Zoo. So with that, let's get wild.
Welcome back to That's Wild, the podcast where we explore the amazing things in our natural world. I'm Susan Altrui, director of the amazing Little Rock Zoo, and next to me is the fabulous, wonderful, and my co-host, Joy Matlock.
Thank you, Susan.
We are so excited to be here today. We're so excited to have you here with us today.
Yeah.
We've got a great, amazing podcast in store for you today. What's it all about, Joy?
Well, hi, everybody, and I am Joy Matlock. Thanks for introducing me again, Susan. We are talking about parenting today, the world's hardest job.
Yes.
Now, I'm not a parent of a human, but I've been a parent of a dog.
Oh, hey, that's a big deal, too.
Yeah, so lots of things about parenting in the parenting world. We're going to talk about helicopter moms and laid-back dads.
Okay.
And all the wildest, weirdest kind of habits that animals have.
Okay, wait a minute. That's a little sexist to say helicopter moms and laid-back dads.
Well, talk to the producers because I didn't write that in the script. However,
I'm going to get them.
However, I would say they're helicopter parenting.
Okay, let's call it helicopter parenting because there are some helicopter dads too.
Yeah,
we're going to get into that a little bit
true.
in this show.
That's true. And some laid-back moms. I'm friends with laid-back moms.
Look, I know some laid-back moms now. I know some laid-back moms, and that's okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
And we can have laid-back parents, too.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's true.
And there is some times when it's like a little bit of both, you know. It takes a little bit
It's
of
a
both.
balance.
It is
You don't want a
balance.
child that's too uptight.
That's right.
You don't want a child that's wild.
Yeah.
Or, wild in animal kingdom, but I was thinking of humans when I said
Right,
that.
right. Okay, well, let's get into it.
Okay.
Let's get into it,
And
Joy.
of
Let's
course,
get
we'll
into it.
have a special guest from our friend Hannah, too.
Yes,
So
always gotta
I'm
have that
excited.
special guest.
It'll be a good day.
Our special animal friend guest. Yeah, that's good. It's going to be a fun surprise
Yes,
when
we'll
people
have
are animal guests. Always love that. Well, parenting does come in all shapes and sizes in the animal kingdom. And animals do go to all kinds of extreme lengths to care for their young.
And I have to bring back that phrase that we said earlier, helicopter moms.
Okay, there are helicopter moms
There are
in the
some
wild.
examples
That's
of that
true.
in the wild.
Yes.
Yeah. Particularly alligator moms.
Oh, Tell me
They
more.
are known to carry their young in their mouths.
What?
So, talk about no space, no boundaries. You're in your mom's mouth.
Stop.
Yeah, so it's
Space no boundaries. You did not.
seriously. So that's an example of helicopter parenting.
That's wild, Joy. I'm dead on that one. I'm just dead.
Yeah.
Oh, talk about not trusting your mom to not chomp down. That's,
Right. That's scary. That's scary. Don't make her mad.
Don't make her mad. Don't make her mad.
Yeah. And then we have orangutan moms. And
Okay.
we have an example of orangutan mothering at the Little Rock Zoo. Barani is a mom twice over. And they, orangutans can nurse and be with their young for up to 8 years. So
that's wild to me that they nurse their young for up to 8 years. It's a long time to nurse.
it's a lot of togetherness.
That's a lot of bonding and togetherness. Yes.
Right. Like, do you eat fruit? Like, there are other options.
There are other options. Like, when am I weaning this child off of me?
That's right.
Is it happening sometime soon? Are you ready to eat solid foods?
That's right.
Are you ready to stop it? Yes. No, that's interesting. But that bonding is important. But in the wild, mother's milk is an essential nutrient, as it is for human babies as well. It's very essential
for the immune system, and
100%.
the nutritional load and all the calories in.
Yeah.
Another example of animal parenting that I think it's one of those things that you kind of learn as a kid and you never forget about seahorse dads.
Yeah.
The mom will have, I guess, the fertilized eggs inside her body, and then and it's so interesting. I actually saw something pop up on my newsfeed about this not too long ago, and it was a video of the mom seahorse transferring her eggs to the dad seahorse.
Yes.
And then you saw his pregnant belly.
Oh, isn't that interesting? Him carrying that pouch of the eggs around, and then him, and that's interesting. And then him giving the birth, Ooh, isn't that wild?
Wow.
That is wild.
Could you imagine that if that was a human thing?
All of our men out there giving birth to the baby instead. How about that?
An interesting. But I mean, but then when you think about it, we wouldn't know any better. That would be normal.
That's a dad superstar right there.
Yeah.
That is a dad superstar. That is wild.
Very interesting.
Was something wild. Yeah.
And of course, raising babies in the wild isn't easy. And it's not just about feeding, protecting them. It's about making sure that they even survive to adulthood.
Right. That's a whole other thing. Yes. Yes. Just making sure the kid survives. I mean, I'm sure a lot of our parents out there can sympathize with this.
For sure.
Yeah.
You know, you think that you've given them all the tools.
Right.
Perhaps they come back.
Right.
You know, and that's okay. Everybody's on their own trajectory.
That's right.
No judgment.
Now they're surviving into adulthood and coming back to the house into their, they're 30. It's fine. It's the new norm now. So it's okay.
And it's, it's part of it. It's okay. No judgment here. No judgment here. Some parents go to extreme lengths to protect their young. For example, cuckoo birds. They are totally different. They have a totally different approach.
Yep.
And instead of raising their own chicks, sometimes they've been known to put their eggs and their chicks in somebody else's nest.
So they're just done. They're like, nope, done. I'm not raising this one. You can go raise it.
I don't know if that's adoption.
You can go raise it. I'm done.
That's right.
You can have this
exactly.
one. You can have this one. I'm through.
Yes.
I'm through. So you raise this one.
Parenting.
You raise this bad kid. I'm done.
Right. Forced foster parenting.
Yeah.
That's not. No one wants to sign up for that.
No
one would sign up for that.
Now, I'm sure there's some times when some parents have felt like I'm done. This takes me back to I'm sure there were times when my mother was like, you know what, I'm done with her today.
Oh, not Miss Ruth.
I'm taking her over to Grandma's house, and you can take this one right now. Here she is. Just take her.
And you were an only child, so you had all the attention.
Right.
Yeah.
But I didn't know any better. I mean, of course, she took me back because I was an angel. Of course. What was wrong with my mother? Of course, I was fine.
Of course you were.
But we digress.
Yeah. So lots of things to learn about parenting, and I'm excited to have our guest talks about parenting. But we've actually had a lot of births at the Little Rock Zoo.
We get to see that in action all the time at the Little Rock Zoo. We get to see mothering, fathering, parenting in action at the Little Rock Zoo, which is what's so great about zoos, is getting to see that in action.
It's true. Yeah. We talked about orang moms, and we have an orang mom at the zoo, Barani.
Yep.
And she's been a mom twice over.
Yes.
She had Cassie about 6-ish years ago.
Look, there's nothing cuter than an orangutan baby. I mean, like, they have that orange hair that just sticks up on the top of their head. I mean, there's just nothing cuter than an orangutan baby. Yeah. Getting to see that and seeing that family unit in action is just really cool. And it's kind of a unique situation because the dad is active as a parent, and you don't always see that with orangutan families. Usually it's just the mom and the baby, and dad is not really an active parent. So it's a little bit different in our situation at our zoo. So that's been really nice to watch. You don't really see it in the wild either. Usually dad is not as active as a parent. So that's been a really pleasant thing to see at our zoo, is to see kind of a family unit. So that's been very great. Really interesting to see.
Shout out to Bandar.
That's right. Shout out to Bandar. Did that. We love you. He's just a big old tub of love.
He is big.
It was a roly-poly orange tub of love.
Beautiful. Yeah. And don't forget their second child that they had earlier this year, Coda, their son.
Yep.
And that's Barani's little brother. I'm sorry, not Barani's little brother. That is Cassie's little brother.
Yes.
And so they're a family of 4 now.
Yeah,
so that's
family of 4.
Good to watch.
Yeah,
it's good to watch.
We've had a lot of new additions with the penguins too. So we've had 5 last year penguin chicks.
That's true.
Which is amazing, just amazing. Huge baby boom there, which is incredible. Real just testament to the conservation of the South African penguin and to that species. And speaking of, I think we have a special guest coming up.
I think our guest is going to be here today to teach us a little bit more about, I'm not going to say the animal yet, we'll just let them be surprised. But shout out to our group that works with penguins at the zoo.
Yes.
Having 5 is a feat, and part of that story, and maybe we'll hear about that later, is they figured out some things that they could arrange in the incubation stage to make sure those births were successful. So we're excited for that.
And we're going to hear more from Hannah, who's got a special guest for us.
Let's bring on Hannah.
So Hannah, who did you bring for us to meet today?
This is Vinny, or Vincent when he's bad. Vinny is an African black-footed penguin. They're from the coast and islands of South Africa, so I might blow the minds of even some people in the room right now. This is not a cold weather penguin. This is a warm weather penguin. Okay. They live on the beaches of Namibia and South Africa. So Arkansas climate tends to be pretty good for them. That's why we've got him in that nice open air exhibit. Okay. But yeah, he's been with us for a long time. He actually hatched at our zoo.
So how many of the penguin species are there warm weathered penguins?
So there are 17 or 18 total species of penguins, depending on, which scientist you ask. And about 4 live in the snow year-round, 4 to 5.
That's wild.
So the large majority live in moderate climates like South America, Australia, New Zealand, Galapagos, South Africa. So something a lot of people don't realize.
I mean, when we think of penguins, we always think of snow, but most of them are not in snow.
Correct. Yeah. The ones that live in the snow are much larger, and I think that kind of gets them more attention naturally. He's coming to flirt with you.
I love it.
He's excited. Here we go.
I love it.
So speaking of parenting and the fact that he was hatched at our zoo, they do mate for life. That's something a lot of people know about penguins. We say they mate for life as long as everything's going well.
That's an interesting
They reserve the right to pair with someone else sometimes, but they don't have multiple partners at once like a lot of animals do. Once they have a mate, they're together for a long time.
Right.
Now, if something...
But they can occasionally break up.
We've had some drama. Ooh. We have definitely had some drama at the zoo.
Dating life at the Little Rock
And
Zoo.
if something happened in the wild to their counterpart, they would repair with somebody else.
Okay.
When it comes to parental care, taking care of their babies, they have about 2 eggs at a time, usually in a clutch. A clutch is a group of eggs. It can be anywhere from like 1 to 3, but 2 is normal. And then mom and dad both take turns taking care of the eggs during incubation. One of the parents will sit on the nest and keep the eggs warm, and then the other parent will go fishing, and then they'll swap every couple of days.
Co-parenting.
Yep, the ultimate co-parenting. And then once the eggs hatch into chicks, they do the same thing. So they take turns taking care of and feeding the chick. And you know what I've always said?
What's that?
The best way to start your day is a fish milkshake. Just kidding.
Now, I have a question.
Yeah.
When you are caring for chicks, do you have to make a fish milkshake for them?
We do. So,
oh boy, that smells good.
Yeah. So like you said, and I can't remember if you said it, we've had 16 chicks at our zoo since we started breeding them in 2012. Wow. So we've had a lot of success. Our success has been from a combo of letting we always want the parents to rear the chicks if possible, because that's the most natural, that's what's best for them. Every now and then we've had to step in because of one reason or another, and when we have to step in and hand rear the chicks, we make them a fish milkshake, because that's what the parent would be feeding them. They would regurgitate partially digested fish in their mouth. Delicious.
Yummy. Wow.
But yes, they are critically endangered. Okay. This is recent. They were endangered until just a couple of months ago, and now they're critically endangered.
Oh, no.
Which is heartbreaking. Their biggest problems in the wild are oil spills and overfishing. So quick plug, if you like seafood, which I love seafood, there's an app you can download on your phone called the Seafood Watch. That's through the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Tells you what's sustainably caught and what isn't. So that's a really big way to help them. And then how we help them is they're part of the SSP. Yep. So if you are an AZA accredited facility, we participate in something called an SSP, which is a species survival plan. We say that's kind of like an online dating service. So there is an African penguin SSP. They tell us who to breed, how many chicks to have, and it's all to ensure genetic diversity, to make sure that their populations are healthy, especially because they're expected to potentially go extinct in the wild in the next 10 years.
Oh my.
So they really, really need help, and we really need to make sure that we're doing our part to breed and ensure their conservation.
Wow, that's sobering. That's so
It is. It was really heartbreaking to find out. They need some drastic action quickly.
Yeah. And so what are we doing at our zoo, and what are other accredited zoos doing to help?
So the biggest things we're doing to help are, like I said, breeding. Breeding these guys so that we ensure kind of like an ARC. That's another thing that SSB is. And then we support a group called Sand Cob. If any listener wants to look that up, that's a group in South Africa. Our zoo foundation has actually sent me to South Africa to work with these guys in the wild, and it was amazing. So supporting Sandcop, hi buddy.
Oh, he's giving you a hug and thank you.
We're pretty bonded. Actually, I'm his girl. I'm one of his girlfriends. So like, he really does. We are a pair. So.
Your husband knows.
Sorry,
this.
Tommy.
I was going to say your husband knows. Bad news for
He
Tommy.
does know. But yeah, supporting Sandcob. If you support AZA accredited facilities, many of them are also working with Sandcob. So those are people in South Africa working to save these guys every day. So it's a really important.
Sandcod does a lot of important work to re-release birds back into the wild.
They
and
do.
work with oil spills and do a lot of great things like that.
They do. When I was there, there were a lot of abandoned chicks due to all sorts of different issues. So we were hand raising baby chicks. They do oil spill response, like you said, and they do a lot of education about how to help these guys.
And what I think was really interesting too is that they were really relying on your expertise in how to hand rear chicks because of your work here at the Little Rock Zoo. So it's just one way that accredited zoos like ours are contributing to the survival of species in the wild.
Yeah, it was amazing. I've talked about these guys in programs, conservation programs for, almost 15 years now. And it was crazy to look at. These are the African penguins I'm always talking about. So it was pretty great. I definitely want to go back again.
Yeah, awesome. Now, has Vinny himself become a parent?
Vinny has not become a parent. Great question. Like I said, I'm his girlfriend. But no, he's really interested in the keepers, so he hasn't found that lucky lady yet. With his age, you kind of would have thought he would have found one by now, but he really likes us human ladies.
Okay.
So whatever you like, whatever makes you happy.
And how old is he?
He's about 11, 11 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So it's find a girl now or just hang it up, I guess, huh?
I think he's just going to keep himself available for whatever lady
He's
thinks
a swinging bachelor for a little while.
He's
Still young. He's got some time.
He doesn't want to get in all that drama. There's a lot.
Right. Some girls are trouble.
Smart man, Vinny. Smart man. Thank you for bringing him to
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. So good.
So, Joy, that's a wrap on animal parenting. That was the ultimate survival guide. And a huge thank to Hannah for bringing our special penguin guest. Wow, that was awesome.
It was fun. Hannah's always great. She always brings great animals, and we learn so much.
We always do. We always do. What a great talk today about helicopter moms, superhero dads, and penguin parenting and all the fun things we learned there.
About being good parents. So if you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to like and subscribe and listen to us when the next one comes out. And join us another time.
Yeah, and please visit us at the Little Rock Zoo or any accredited zoo that's near you and check us out again on That's Wild.
Stay wild.